Hello, everyone, and welcome back to It All Starts With a Wish podcast. My name is Rachel.
And I'm Mark. Well, before we jump into today's topic, big news.
One I feel like a lot of Disney fans have been waiting for.
This one included.
Yes, including you.
Since 2016. For 9 years.
I did my waiting.
Count them.
9 years of it.
9 years of waiting. For a nighttime spectacular parade.
A parade, specifically.
To return to the Magic Kingdom in Walt Disney World. The one thing that Walt Disney World is known for. Their parades.
Yes.
World renowned.
It's true.
Their Halloween parade, their Christmas parade, their regular daytime parade. But Disney is known for its nighttime parades. And we have been bereft of a nighttime parade for 9 years.
Disneyland had...
I don't care what Disneyland
parade
had.
Still. I'm just saying that...
I don't care what Disneyland had. I care what Magic Kingdom has. And now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dreamers of all ages...
It has happened.
We, in a month and a half, are getting a nighttime parade back at the Magic Kingdom. Everybody cheer. Let's hear it.
Woo! Yay! We love nighttime parades.
Disney Starlight, Dream the Night Away, is the name of the new parade, and it is debuting on July 20th of 2025. Behold a dazzling nighttime parade that celebrates magical moments from Disney stories, each touched by starlight. Dreams come alive.
I don't like that.
Too bad. Dreams come alive. Find a sweet spot under the stars to watch Disney Starlight. Dream the night away. A shimmering processional inspired by the classic Main Street Electrical Parade. It's a star-kissed constellation of Disney dreams, brought to life by the magic of the Blue Fairy. Watch as enchanting moments unfold from favorite Disney and Pixar stories such as Moana, Peter Pan, Encanto, Frozen, Pinocchio, and more. It all happens along the parade route, from Frontierland to Main Street, USA.
It's the Blue Fairy.
Are you excited or what?
I'm excited.
I am excited. So excited to see this.
This is one of the things, because it happens before the fireworks, that is much easier to do with kids.
Yeah.
It's earlier. Mm-hmm. It's still kind of crowded, but there's different points and different crowd levels at different points along the parade route. But it's just earlier, and it's so much easier to have something fun at night for them to do that's not just the fireworks.
Yeah.
And a lot of kids don't like the fireworks because of the big booms and all of that kind of stuff. So this is a really good alternative.
Yeah. And there's going to be some nods to the electrical light parade, like Casey Jr. is going to be at the end. And so it looks very cool. All of the concept art that they've shared looks amazing. All of your favorite characters, including Coco's getting its own big float. Like, so is Encanto.
It's going to be glowing orange flower petals.
Yeah.
I hope.
For
Coco.
I think so, yeah.
Amazing.
With like a big Dante and...
Truly. A colorful one?
I think so.
Wow.
I don't know. I'll have to see.
I love Coco.
I know you do. That's why I brought it up.
So, it's getting some...
The Madrigals are going to have their little flame light thing on their float.
Their candle?
Yes.
Wow.
It's going to be amazing, folks. Cannot wait. So exciting.
So we're going to Disney again this year?
This year, probably not. Next year, though.
Okay.
Yeah. I think early next year. That's what I think.
All right.
I think we go around the same time that we went this past year. Maybe a little bit later. We'll see.
We'll see.
What donut can you smoke?
I was not expecting. I don't know.
A cream puff.
Okay.
What are we talking
Like
about
Puff the
today?
Magic Dragon. That's what that makes me think of. And the, oh no, my spinach puffs from Emperor's New Groove. Anyways,
So we got a video.
that's another movie that I have to interrupt you because I feel like The Emperor's New Groove doesn't get anything. It is very underrated.
Anything, really.
It doesn't get any, it's Disney. But there's
Yeah.
no representation in anything. In the parks, and it's just a movie. It was just not a movie. If we ever did a series, which people can let us know, about movies that should be rides or things like that, we could pull the lever. Are you kidding me? This is like writing
Pull
itself.
the lever, crunk!
Wrong lever. This is literally like it could. All right, I'm going to digress because I'm going to save this for future episodes. Just saying.
Okay.
Emperor's New Groove.
We'll do some
Very
thinking
good.
about that, and we'll
Yes.
do that as a future episode.
Maybe.
Today's episode, though, we got a listener email from someone in Seattle. We won't name the person because we don't want to, like, embarrass them. Or,
Okay.
like, I don't know.
Yeah, we're not going to name names.
Well, some podcasts do.
Well-
Like, they read the person's name. We won't do that. We didn't ask the person if it was okay to read it on air, so we're not going to. But thank you to
Seems
this person from the West Coast for writing us. Pretty awesome to hear. You know, when you see the analytics on the podcasting platform, and you see people are listening from all across the country, and in some cases, we have some listeners from across the world, apparently. You're like, is this real? Are there really people?
Like, are they really just or is it just like doing it to make us feel better?
Right. Like,
Yeah.
that's what I question myself.
Yeah.
But then we get emails like this, and I'm like, oh, wow. There are actually people that listen to us. These numbers are real.
The life forms are responding.
They're not, like, just fake numbers. Like, they're real numbers. And it makes us
Yeah.
feel special. Anyways, thank you for writing to us. This individual was asking specifically, try to say that 10 times fast.
A particular
Listen,
specifically?
folks, it's been a long day. Had a long day talking at work. Then,
Words are hard. It's fine. We get it.
you know, we were over Rachel's parents. A pipe burst. I had to help Rachel's father with it. It's been a night. Okay?
Yeah. An unexpected turn of events.
So if I can't talk, that's why.
Okay.
But anyways,
It's fine. We
this
all understand.
listener was asking specifically about bachelorette parties and like good things for people going on a bachelorette or bachelor trip, right? We'll kind of do both. We'll do
Yeah.
both. What would be cool things to see and do at Walt Disney World if they were asking about a day at Epcot, but like what would a weekend look like? Like what do you think a fun 2 or 3 day trip to Walt Disney World as a bachelorette party would look like?
Yeah. I mean, I think that there is certain innuendos when it comes to bachelor and bachelorette parties, and not everybody wants to go down that road. And they want to go to Disney.
I don't know what innuendos you're talking about.
Like, inappropriate ones.
What are you implying?
I'm not saying it. Do you really not know?
Oh, I know.
Oh, okay.
I just don't know why you were going down that road and wanted to embarrass you, so.
Oh, thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
Because when people think of that, they think of like those things and not necessarily. I think nowadays, though, I feel like it's getting away from that and it's just doing like small trips or like little getaways to just like go have fun.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not going to, you know, see certain people do certain things. Anyways.
Well,
Well, I just.
it's not happening in Walt Disney World.
No.
So what can happen?
So
on a fun
what
trip in
can
Walt
we
Disney World?
do to have fun and also be, you know, adults? Well, obviously it's not going to be adult only. You're in Disney, but more adult focused, I guess.
Sure. Yeah. So what I would do,
Why are you cutting me off
I think
like
the
that?
first, well, because who knows what you're going to bring up next. That's why. We already went down a dark path with you, so
It's not that dark.
we're going to redirect.
Okay.
I think the first important decision that you have to make is what hotel you're going to stay in. I do think that this is going to make a difference for your enjoyment. Obviously, money restrictions, nothing irks me more than when you're in a wedding party and people expect you to spend a lot of money on a bachelorette party. Like, not everybody wants to invest in, like, a very expensive trip.
Well, it's, like, evolved from, like, you know, like, one night to, like, a whole week or long weekend. And it's, like, one night going out somewhere is much different financially than going on a mini vacation.
Yes. So I say this with that in mind. But if you can afford it, I do think, you know, splurging a little bit without putting all of your party members, like, in debt, but splurging a little bit and staying in a nicer hotel that's within a good proximity to the parks that you may be interested in staying at is a good investment. So, if you're not looking to spend a ton of money, I think the answer here is Pop Century or Art of Animation. You're on the Skyliner, easy access to the two parks that you're probably on a bachelorette party going to want to spend time at, Hollywood Studios and Epcot. So you want to be, I think, within close proximity to those two parks. So put yourself at a hotel where there's decent pools and you can get to those parks easily.
I am really not one to vouch for staying off property.
Oh, no. Don't say it.
However...
Oh, no.
If that is something that makes it less expensive, there are other resorts and hotels near Disney Springs where I also think you'll be spending a lot of time, especially if you're not park focused in your trip.
Do I even know you?
Go ahead.
Do I even know you?
Go ahead.
Do I even know you? What is this trash?
Well, that's what I have to say about that.
Well, I respectfully think you're wrong. Stay in a Disney hotel. Always better off staying in a Disney hotel. If you don't want to spend a ton of money, Pop Century or Art of Animation. If you want to splurge a little bit here, folks, splurge.
But I have to say, though, if you're doing
Boardwalk or the Beach Club. If
Yes.
you want to splurge, the pools are great. You're probably going to want to spend some pool time, right? So you want a nice pool with a pool bar. Boardwalk, Beach Club provide that. And within walking distance of the back door of Epcot into World Showcase, where you're probably going to want to spend a lot of time, and easily can get to Hollywood Studios from there.
Okay, so my one thing that I was going to say about Pop Century and Art of Animation is that because they are value resorts, and depending on the time of year you are going to be around a lot of families, a lot of kids. The pools, a lot of children. So, going the deluxe route, you still are going to have a lot of families. However, in our experience, there are less crowds of people in those pools. And with the size of the beach club's pool, and there are some adult-only areas that not everybody respects those rules, like in the hot tubs and stuff, but you can get away from that easier than you would at Pop Century of Art of Animation or Art of Animation.
Sure. But it is going to be much more expensive.
Yes,
so you have to bear that in mind, that it is going to be more of a cost. But if you can pool, and all pool money together, 4 different people going.
Or like buy points.
You split a room.
Yeah.
You can sleep 4 in a room. You split it 4 ways. It become a little bit more cost effective. But I do think it's important because you're going to set yourself up for a more enjoyable time with like sitting by the pool and relaxing, and you're going to have easy access to the 2 parks that you're probably going to want to spend most of your time at.
Yes, no, I agree with those resorts being the deluxe resorts to go with.
Yeah. But Art of Animation and Pop Century will provide
you
similar
could do
access.
like a Port Orleans.
Will provide, but you don't have the Skyliner though.
I
So it's
know,
going to
but
be more complicated to get to.
But I'm saying,
the
like,
parks.
cost-effective wise, you could do a Port Orleans, and you're really close to Disney Springs, which is another great venue that we should segue into talking about.
Sure.
Disney Springs. This and, like Mark said, Epcot and Hollywood Studios are going to probably be your top 3 destinations. Of course, if you still want to go to Magic Kingdom and Animal Kingdom, please do. This is more focused for, like, adult activities, such as drinking and live music and clubs and, like, that kind of stuff, and, like, dancing and, like, that kind of stuff. That's going to be at Disney Springs. So you have, like, what? House of Blues has live music, and is that the only place that has the live music?
No, I think there's a few places that have live music on occasion. It's just not going to be a regular thing.
No, but, like, you can look ahead at, like, the schedule of what time, like, you're going to see if you like specific people or...
Sure, and bear in mind that, there are the live performance, there's the stages, there's people who are live performers that are spread out usually in the evenings across Disney Springs.
Lots of cool bars and restaurants and entertainment things to do. Bowling, shopping.
Bachelorette weekend, like, hello. What do y'all like to do? Y'all like to shop.
We do like to shop.
Disney Springs is the perfect place to do some shopping for the bride-to-be. There's also other entertainment outlets. There's the movie theater, AMC movie theater. There is, as Rachel mentioned, the Splitsville, the bowling alley. There's going to be the new virtual reality play area, if you will, that's coming to Disney too as well. So there are some cool things to do. Easy walk on over to Saratoga too if you want more restaurant options or other experiences. So Disney Springs is definitely a place where you're probably going to want to spend an evening / part of a day on a Bachelorette weekend, especially. Yeah. Bachelor weekend, maybe not as much, but there is some stuff there too.
What do you say?
There is some stuff to do there too. I do want to loop back, though, to another reason to stay at the boardwalk is the things that you can do at the boardwalk. There's some really cool bars, like Abracadabra. There's also the dance hall. And for right now, there's still Jelly Rolls, the dueling piano bar. So there is nightlife and activities to do at the boardwalk, too, as well. It's not as though you have to go to Disney Springs for that.
No.
There are other places on property that provide that kind of more nightlife-y scene. So don't be afraid, especially if you're staying at a resort that's on the gondola, on the Skyliner, or at Beach Club or Boardwalk, right? That's a great opportunity to go and take part in some of that stuff.
Yeah, you don't have to be staying at that resort to go over and spend the night over there. Another thing that I just thought of would be a lovely spa day.
Yes, for sure.
A lot of the deluxe resorts have a name, resort and spa. Grand Floridian has that. Beach Club has a great spa too. I feel like Grand Floridian is the biggest one as far as, like, services offered. I think I don't feel confident in that, and you're no help.
I have no idea.
But definitely looking into booking services, they're similar to the 60 days out type of thing too, so you want to make sure you're not doing, they could have it the day of, but just plan ahead. But they have, like, everything, like, you can get, like, your hair done, you could nails, feet, massages, all of that stuff. So that would be a really cool daytime thing to do too, altogether. Expensive.
It's gonna cost some money,
expensive, but that would be, like, a nice way to spend a day too.
Absolutely. Epcot and Hollywood Studios are probably the two parks that you're going to want to spend the most time at, because I feel like there is the most to do for an adult audience. Hollywood Studios, especially if you are a ride person and you like roller coasters, you like thrill rides, Hollywood Studios is a great place to spend at least part of a day, if not a whole day, for a more adult crew. You can hang out in Star Wars Land, you can ride the rides there, obviously, but there's also the atmosphere that you can get in Star Wars Land. Oga's Cantina is a really cool bar area that you can grab some drinks and some snacks in. Do not sleep on Baseline Tap House either. A great little walk-up area where you can get some good drinks and snacks too as well. And then, of course, your bigger picture thrill rides, your rock and roller coasters, your Tower of Terrors. And so some of those more thrilling experiences too as well, if you're into that. And if you like shows, objectively, there are some very good stage shows that I think are for more than just child audiences. Especially I'm thinking of You Fantasmic, right? That's an incredible show.
I'm looking at you, Fantasmic.
Beauty and the Beast on stage is also very high quality, kind of borderlines on a Broadway-esque performance. So don't sleep on those shows either in Hollywood studios, especially for older adults.
Yeah, and we've talked about this before, that Hollywood studios in general, just has a more mature feel to it, because the theming isn't all of your main Disney characters, like in Magic Kingdom. It's a completely new world of its own. So you're not going to come face to face with, I mean, you will, some of your characters, but with the Pixar base, and then some like Tower of Terror that's completely not Disney, it doesn't feel as, I don't want to say as Disney, but as in your face Disney. It's more mature. So I feel like you'll have, the crowds are going to be different. You're not going to have as many toddlers walking around and those kind of things, because they can't ride much there. They'll still be there, but just,
And then I think the obvious one that most people automatically think of is Epcot. Epcot, with World Showcase, does provide more of an adult scene. You obviously can do the drink around the world if you want to. Just be cognizant of, you see it too many times. People, and it's usually a bachelorette party or a bachelor party, you can tell because they wear the different Mickey ears and stuff like that give them away that, that's the bride-to-be, and like that's her.
Or they all have the shirts that say something cronies about drinking, and
then like by the end of the night they're hammered and they can barely talk, they're being disruptive to other guests. Like, you don't want to be that group of people. So just know yourself, know your limits.
Try to know your limits.
Drink plenty of water as you're doing it. It can get hot in Walt Disney World, so do not drink so much that you're dehydrating yourself, and it's bad. You don't want to be throwing up and making a scene.
Yeah.
Don't want to make a scene in a family park.
No.
But do it responsibly. I do think something that is well worth the time is to find a nice restaurant in Epcot and have a nice sit-down meal in World Showcase. Looking at UV in Napoli, maybe Teppanyaki if you're into the hibachi scene in Japan. Maybe one of the nice, like Monsieur Paul, or one of the nice French restaurants. Could also do something Rose and Crowns adjacent if you were into like the English fish and chips kind of style.
Morocco's
San Angel Inn in the Mexico pavilions, a really cool atmosphere in that one. The food might not be the best, but the atmosphere is really cool.
There's all kinds of good restaurants. Really, just pick one. Some are a little more upscale, where as far as like, obviously price point, but like a little more formalized dinners, whereas some of them are a little more, I don't want to say chain restaurant feeling, but like kind of, like, you know what I mean? It's not as fancy or anything like that, but so many good options that it's like hard to even pick. If I only had to pick one, like, we're going to Disney for 4 days and we're only doing one sit down meal, like, I don't know how. How do you pick? That's really hard. But maybe you can come to a conclusion as a group.
Remember that you should make your dining reservation 60 days in advance. So if you're planning on that sit-down meal, depending on what it is, depending on how sought after it is, you're going to want to make that reservation 60 days in advance just to be safe. So the experience of World Showcase in and of itself, I think, is a huge part of that kind of experience of what would be really cool to do on a bachelorette party. Of course, though, there's also rides in Epcot that I think are well worth doing for a group of adults, i.e. Guardians of the Galaxy, the best roller coaster in Walt Disney World, possibly
the best
roller coaster in all the world.
Wow.
Yeah, I said it.
You said it.
I went there.
You
heard that epic universe at Universal?
Oh my, that's just ridiculous.
Universal. Oh, pooey. Anyways, there's not a ton of rides necessarily that I'm committed to doing this on a Bachelorette party besides Guardians of the Galaxy, but take advantage of the rides too. And if you can time it at a certain time of year when there is a festival going on, right, that just amps up the potential things that you can do.
I was going to say, if I had to pick a festival, I would definitely do food and wine.
Food and wine would be a good option.
Yeah.
You could do some of the food booths, experience some
all
of
the cool drinks and all like that kind of stuff too.
Festival of the Holidays probably would be a really cool one to do too,
cool.
Especially more for a Bachelorette party perhaps than a bachelor party. But
why? The guys don't like to get their holiday cheer on? They don't want to go on a cookie stroll together?
No. No cookie strolls.
Sip some hot cocoa? No.
Are you serious?
You were the one who brought up Festival of the Holidays.
Anyways, so if you can time it around a certain time of year where there's a festival going on, I do think that just adds value to the experience.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah, if it's in that weird ordinary time, like where there's nothing happening in Epcot, it's still gonna be fun. But yeah, it just adds a little something.
It does. I would also say, be cognizant of your party and who's in your party and what do they like to do. If you have a bride-to-be who really loves animals,
not go to Animal Kingdom.
Well, maybe the thing to do is try to stay at Animal Kingdom Lodge.
Yeah.
And obviously go to Animal Kingdom and experience Animal Kingdom, because there's some cool rides in Animal Kingdom, too.
Yeah.
If you have a bride-to-be who is a Disney fanatic and loves Cinderella and loves the princesses,
then you're going to Cinderella's Royal Table.
Go to Magic Kingdom, man. So you kind of got to look at the things that the people in the party like to do. If people like roller coasters, you're going to want to focus on maybe getting lightning lanes and prioritizing going on all the roller coasters in Walt Disney World. If you have people who don't like roller coasters, though, in your party, then you're going to maybe prioritize food experiences or shows and other things.
Yeah, and I think the cool thing about Disney in general is that no one is really going to look at you weird.
It's true.
Like, no one's going to see a group of women together with, like, their matching shirts on at Cinderella's Royal Table getting pictures with all the princesses. Like, no, it wouldn't even stick out to me. Mm-hmm. So that's what's kind of nice about it, that you don't have to feel like because it's a bachelorette party or like it's a group of adults that you can't do any of the things that also people with young kids do. You absolutely can. Mm-hmm. And I suggest it. Mm-hmm. Everyone put on their ears and get some pixie dust and have yourself a magical day.
Keep in mind, too, that there are extra experiences. Now, these are going to cost extra money, but there are some extra magical experiences that you may decide are worth it for your group to do while there. I'm thinking of the Wild Africa Trek, which is amazing. It's going to cost you a decent penny to do it, but it's an amazing look at the safari ride from a new perspective and very interactive, very cool.
And not everybody in the party has to do it. If, certain people want to, it's really cool add-ons and can customize things a lot better.
Yeah. There's the Keys to the Kingdom tour, so you get to go behind the scenes at Magic Kingdom. So there are these experiences that do cost extra, but are really cool things to do too. And maybe, depending on, the person who is your bride or groom to be and what they like to do and not do, right? There may be one of those options
that sticks out. We have to do that. Yeah.
Same thing with some of the parties that happen at Walt Disney World.
Yeah, like if you love Halloween, try to go when there's a Halloween party.
Yeah. And save tickets that
Yeah.
day and just buy tickets to the Halloween party. Don't buy park tickets. Hang around the pool, go to the spa, and then go to the Halloween party at night. Or go to the Christmas party at night. Or go when they have an extra...
You're making me want to book a girls' trip for the holidays.
No. Or, make a special trip when they have the after hours events. So that way lower crowds, you can get on more rides.
Yeah, and there's some really, really, really cool bands and stuff that come to Epcot in the American Pavilion when they have the
festivals.
Flower Rocks? Yeah, the Flower and Garden Festival that we were just at. They had some it's not just little people. It's like big name people.
She doesn't mean short people, folks, when she says little people.
These aren't just starting out people with no name in the business. These are big people that you know.
She doesn't mean tall people, folks.
Can you stop?
No. I'm having fun.
You're aggravating me tonight.
Don't I always?
More so than usual tonight.
Isn't that my job?
No. But with your park ticket admission, you could see, some really, really cool concerts.
Good point. It is a good point.
If you're really look ahead, they have the schedules out for the holidays. If the holiday is coming up soon, and they'll have the list of who's performing what night, and there's some pretty cool people.
Yeah. But that would be in line with go during a festival.
Yeah.
So that way you get to see that.
So basically just go during a festival.
Yeah. For Epcot.
Yeah.
Epcot Festival.
Epcot festivals. Anything else? Bachelors. There's a lot of golfing.
That's a good point.
If you like golfing.
There are 2 golf courses at Walt Disney World. One of them is very close to Disney Springs, so very easy to go for a round of golf and then head on over to Disney Springs after and have a nice meal for yourselves.
What is a genius?
So, yes,
golfing. There's also fishing for the men.
Yeah! Oh my gosh, how could I not remember that? Yeah! So you can go on fishing excursions. You can go on fishing excursions in the Seven Seas Lagoon in Bay Lake. Or you can go in the Epcot area and... Why am I forgetting the name of that?
Crescent
Lake, thank you. So you can go fishing in Crescent Lake too. Again, this is something that costs extra. There's a fee associated with this. When you split it among 4 or 5 people, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
But they include the bait and all the fishing poles and all the materials and all that stuff. So all the equipment's provided. And you get to go out, I think usually 3-hour excursions is the time that they set with them. You can also, if you want to not pay as much money and do your own thing at places like Fort Wilderness Lodge, at Fort Wilderness Campground, they do rentals of just fishing poles there. So you can go to Fort Wilderness and there's a little shop and you can literally just rent fishing poles and take them out and go fishing.
Yeah.
So that is another really cool option, especially for a bachelor
Especially
party.
because I feel like most people are doing combo ones now, where because the bigger the party, the more you split, right? So I feel like if, men and women are both going, there's good activities for the day for, the men if they want to go do something like that. And then there's stuff to do for the women. And then they can kind of come together at night.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. So yeah, golfing, fishing... All that can
I'm really representing the men here. I'm really giving you good stuff to do.
That was good stuff. That was good stuff.
Why are you so surprised? That was good.
That was
proud
good.
of myself.
Good for you. Don't let it go to your head.
Too late.
So that's not everything that you can do on a bachelorette party, but hopefully that gives you some good ideas of good options of things that may entertain you and your group there, and hopefully not break the bank, but a lot of the cool stuff that you're probably going to want to do is expensive. So save your pennies, right? Although we're not going to make pennies anymore, apparently now. We're discontinuing pennies.
What?
You didn't hear this?
No.
Yeah, we're done minting pennies as a country. They're going to phase out the penny.
So in school, you're just not going to learn about pennies anymore?
Nope, we're phasing it out. Nickels and up, man.
Poor pennies. They have value too.
I agree, but, everything, is so inflated now. Inflation,
So we have to get rid of pennies.
Yep. Get rid of them.
Anyways.
All they do is jingle in your pocket and make your pants heavier. That's all they do.
I have change in my pocket, so I guess I don't really care.
I love pennies, so I don't know why we're getting rid of them. And the best president of all time is on the penny. If you know, you know. If you don't know, are you American?
Look at a penny.
Are you American?
Go look at one. Go find one before there's no other ones to look at anymore. So now I have to save all our pennies.
Save your pennies because they're going to be worth something someday.
Hey.
Anyways, so folks, hopefully this was helpful. If you were planning a bachelor or a bachelorette party to Walt Disney World, have a great time. Just remember, please be responsible when you are there and do not make a fool of yourself or your group as a whole. And remember, there are still families and other people there, so don't go too crazy.
Yeah.
It's not Vegas.
No.
And
no,
not everything that happens in Disney stays in Disney.
No, it doesn't. No, it will get out. It will get out.
Yes.
And someone will have a video of it. So please just...
Well, someone may have a video of it too in Vegas.
Yeah, but at least there's like that rule that you shouldn't be like spreading it everywhere because what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, but not in Disney. People just be sharing everybody's stuff. Like the guy jumping off of that bridge into... at Epcot.
Guy jumping off a bridge?
Yeah, that bridge in Italy.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Somebody jumped off
Guy had been drinking and he jumped off the bridge. He thought he needed to go for a dip.
Oh, that's cool.
And he has now been banned from Walt Disney World.
I didn't see that.
It happened a long time ago.
No.
Yeah, there's a video all over TikTok.
Interesting. So don't be that guy.
No, don't be that guy.
But do be the guy that follows us on our social media accounts. Remember, we are on YouTube now, too, so you can like, share, and subscribe on YouTube. Leave us nice reviews and all that jazz on your podcasting platforms that you like, because supposedly that helps us. I don't know. This is what they tell me to say. This is what corporate tells me I have to say.
Corporate.
And if you do have any other ideas, this was a listener provoked, if you will, episode. So if you do have any ideas and want to reach out to us and let us know where you're listening from, so that way we know that, the random person that's listening in Arizona, like, who are you? Are you a real person? Well, apparently the people listening, one of the people who appears listening in Seattle is real. But anyways,
that's great.
If you are out there, let us know where you're listening from and let us know if you have ideas.
Yeah. We'd love to talk about it.
We would.
Obviously.
Of course. We're always looking for good ideas. So send us an email at startswithawish.podcast@gmail.com. And remember, folks, it all starts with a wish. We'll see you real soon.
Bye.